Hey y'all, hi. So I really like the part of my job where I get to test and review skincare. So I'm sitting down today with like everything I've tried over the past several months here before me. It's so much. So I can give you this kind of use experience review, but I'm not an expert. And also a lot of it's just random. Like I have this stuff, what I have is mostly random. It's just like which brands happen to have a budget for influencer PR and happened to come across me and happened to send me stuff. And you know, your skin is your skin. Like it is good to feed your skin and moisturize it. But the older I get, the more I feel like your face is your face, your unique face. Skincare is self-care and I really support that. But I don't know, I feel like a skincare routine from really effective, affordable brands like Derma E, Timeless, that's gonna be sufficient for a lot of people, and then maybe supplement with like one or two powerhouse products from more intense skincare brands. But some of Timeless's products that are really affordable are also really effective. We'll get to that in a little bit. Let's get into it. Let us get into the skincare. What have I been going on about? Let's get into the meat of the video. Maybe I was procrastinating. I have a lot to say about every single one of these products, but I am going to try to be efficient. I don't want this video to be an albatross around all of our necks. Let's start with something easy, approachable, low stakes, and a very short category. Hand care. Here's what we've had in the bathroom for a couple of months. The perfect hand soap bottle. It's got a lot of product in it. It's a big, heavy, hefty bottle that just sits like a chunk on the sink and doesn't go anywhere. Beautiful, kind of light, creamy, airy smell. And the scent is not too heavy on the hands after you use it. It's empty. We've all loved using this and we've used it up. And this is what will be replacing it. This is a gift from my sister just for no reason. Not even like a holiday gift or anything. I haven't even opened it yet. She just brought it over one day. The famous Loewe tomato leaf soap. I can't wait to have this through the holiday season. It really smells like tomato, like you're in a garden. It smells like the fuzz and bloom on fresh tomatoes. So good. And then this is the lotion that we have by the sink. It's the Le Labo Hinoki lotion. I also really love this smell. Super addictive, really rich and sophisticated smelling. It's like Santal 33 in its own way, but I like it even better. And also it's less passé than Santal 33. Our hand care game is strong in the bathroom right now. And that's what it is. It's just soap and lotion and it's just those products. All right, one category down, a whole bunch of others to go. Let's do oil cleansers. So this is the first product that I use when I'm washing my face to remove makeup, sunscreen, all of that stuff before then going in with some kind of soap. But we'll do that too. Face cleansers, okay? This is what I've been using for a long time. The Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. A lot of people don't like it because it has a really strong, like herbal medicinal smell. I kind of like that and I also find it really effective. It's beefy enough that it stays oil balmy for a long time so I can really use it to get into my eyes and my eyebrows and really get that makeup out, and it doesn't make my eyes sting, and it emulsifies and washes away really well, and then it feels like a little bit moisturizing. I like it, but buyer beware because a lot of people don't like it. I like it, but I'm also excited about these two that have recently entered my life. The Peach and Lily Ginger Melt Oil Cleanser. It is a thinner oil, but it's viscous enough to still hold its own and do its job. It has a really light scent. Obviously, I haven't used very much of this, so I don't know. But I remember the first couple of times I used it, I was like, oh, it's really nice. It's going to be a nice replacement for the Elemis one, which is about to run out. And it's definitely effective. However, Beauty Pie, which I just realized it's a joke because it sounds like cutie pie. I only just figured that out last night. Beauty Pie Japan Fusion Pure Transforming Cleanser. This is quite new to me. I've only used it the one time last night. This just came in PR. However, it's thick. It's everything I've ever dreamed of in an oil cleanse. It's a thick balm, but it's not so thick that you can't easily squeeze it out of the tube. It comes in a squeezy tube instead of an unscrew thing like this. So it's much easier to dispense, easier to handle, less likely to get water into it, etc., etc. I was wearing a lot of eye makeup yesterday, and this removed it all flawlessly. This is the kind of oil cleanser I've been looking for a really long time. So I'm excited to continue using this. For a second cleanse, a soap cleanse after I've used an oil cleanser to remove makeup, I only have one product because I love it so much. Nothing can compete with it. It's not even worth putting anything else into the bathroom. That's right. I'm trying to squeeze a little bit out for you, but I've used a lot of it up, I fear. I will probably replace it one of the best cleansers I've ever used. The Rhode Pineapple Refresh PGA Daily Cleanser. What makes it spectacular, you ask? It feels a little bit like an oil cleanser or like a thin balm, and a little bit goes such a long way. It says to use a dime-sized amount. My friends, do not use the dime-sized amount. Use a pea-sized amount, and it will lather into such a thick lather and cover, like really thick, creamy, moisturizing lather, cover your whole face. Whenever I accidentally squeeze out even a half dime-sized amount, it goes so far that I'm like washing my body with it in the shower. There's so much of it. It's a lovely, nice, light scent, not even a strong pineapple scent, just a nice light skincare scent. It's so moisturizing, so nourishing, cleanses so well, and it just feels like I'm never gonna run out of it because a little bit goes such a long way. And I love that thick, creamy lather feel for soap. It's just so satisfying. Beautifully designed. Has blown me away. So that's it for facial cleansers. Let's talk about body cleanser. I just realized I don't have water. I hate it when this happens. Okay, body cleansers. There are actually 4 that we've kind of been moving through in the household, and everyone has an opinion. Future Society Floating Forest. This is a very high quality body wash. It feels really good and leaves the skin really soft. I really like this brand, Future Society. It's a perfume brand, and they make innovative, really interesting and high-end like feeling and smelling scents. I didn't love this one. It's like a little bit too cologne-y for me, but Joe really loved it and it smelled great on him, and this is empty. Like we used this all the way up because I kept using it even though I wasn't obsessed with it because I really loved the softening effects. A really good body wash, a smell that most people would probably like. It just wasn't my favorite. We've also been tearing through the Santal body wash from Necessaire. Kind of the same thing, right? The ingredients are so good for Necessaire. The products are so well formulated. It takes really good care of the skin, like the skin on the body, especially during these cold winter months. This is one of their new scents, which I absolutely love. So yeah, this one's not long for this world. Ugh, gross. I just held this up to try to squeeze it out to show you what it looks like. And I was holding it right over my glass of water, and a little drop of like wet shower water dropped down into my water. Anyway, this is the True Grit Resilience Scrub from Self-Made. The issue is the scent. I think it's a little bit coconutty, but it's just not really working for me. It's kind of like, it smells a little bit like Band-Aids, like coconut Band-Aids. And then the grit particles are very big and chunky, and they are embedded in a kind of gelatin texture of body wash. I love an exfoliating body wash, and it is very smoothing, I must admit. I think my body, like the skin on my body likes it, but my face doesn't really like it when I put it on my body. I'm using this up, but it's taking me a little bit of time to get through it. I love the packaging though. And the other Self-Made product that I have to talk about today is amazing. And then lastly, the Iota Super Vitamin Body Wash. I bought this for myself. I fell victim to an Instagram ad about how it's so exfoliating and nourishing and good for the skin. I think it has AHAs and stuff in it. No, just brightening, vitamin A, niacinamide, B9, CE. So kind of like Necessaire, just a bunch of really good skincare ingredients in their body care. And I really like the aesthetic of the bottle, the pump. This is my favorite delivery mechanism for a body wash. I really like how my skin feels when I use this. And the scent, which is the Mandarin Rind and Cedar Atlas scent, it's just a little bit ho-hum. It just smells like a very basic bar of like orange soap. There's no subtlety and intrigue to the scent. It's not layered at all. So I end up favoring my other body washes instead of this. But again, I am making my way through this. It will get used up eventually. For moisturizing the body, I am really only using one thing. The OC Malibu Undaria Algae Body Oil. It smells like sugared citrus. It's so rich. It's really thick. My skin feels amazing when I put this on my legs and then put on pajama pants and then sleep. And I wake up the next morning, my skin feels amazing. It is such a good body care product. It's like the epitome, the best. It makes me want to use it. And I struggle with like using oil and lotion and stuff after the shower because I feel like it's going to make me cold, and this is worth it. So the question, like, do you use it? To me, that's like the main question about skincare, because it doesn't matter how well it's going to work if it's not making you use it. If the delivery mechanism and the cosmetic experience and the scent and all of that stuff is making you not use it, then nothing matters. Then nothing in the world matters. This makes me want to use it. Like more than anything. It makes me want to sleep with it. It makes me want to marry it. For hair care, I've just been using the Necessaire. I just use the shampoo actually. My cousin was living with us for a while, and she has like long, thick, curly hair, and she used a lot of the conditioner, so it's almost used up. But I pretty much just use the shampoo, maybe a tiny bit of the conditioner in like the ends of my hair once in a while, but not very often because I want my hair to stay like, I don't want it to be too silky. I want it to have grit. I love the way this smells. That's body and hair. And what's left is like skincare, right? We have toner, serums, creams, deodorant. I'm going to do deodorant first. I'm procrastinating. I don't want to get into the toners and serums and creams. I feel overwhelmed. I also feel a little blotchy. Am I a little blotchy? Okay, I actually have a lot to say about deodorant. A lot to say about just a few products. Necessaire deodorant gel, Saltaire deodorant gel, Kosas deodorant gel. So these are 3 roll-on gel deodorants that are made with intense exfoliating acids, AHA's serum deodorant. That's what they're calling themselves. Yeah, 5% AHA deodorizing treatment, all of them. I feel like Necessaire was kind of the first to do this. I might be wrong. They might have just been the first one that I came across. It is such a good idea. It's such a good idea to have a natural deodorant rather than an antiperspirant, but have it kill the bacteria in your armpits when you apply it. And then either have no scent or a very light scent. For me, and I haven't used antiperspirant like since I was a teenager, this is the most effective way to deodorize. And the thing I have to say is that they're all basically the same, right? Which is great because the Saltaire is incredibly affordable. Saltaire, it's like the scents are really strong and they're not that subtle. You know, it really smells like, it's a little bit Bath and Body Works vibes, you know, or the Body Shop in the 90s vibes, the scents that I've smelled from Saltaire. But I went all the way through. This is an empty. The Saltaire AHA deodorant and Santal Bloom, I used the whole thing up because the scent, you know, it wasn't too lingering, and the AHA serum aspect of it was so effective at preventing smell, preventing this underarm sweat from smelling. Similarly, the Kosas Sport, which is my new replacement for that one, I actually don't like the smell. It says it's citrus ylang ylang. Yeah, it says citrus and ylang ylang. It smells a little bit like a diaper, not a dirty diaper, but like it smells like you just opened like a pack of diapers, clean diapers, and you're putting them away in the drawer. It just like they could have picked any smell in the world. It just is not working, but it does work. It keeps me from smelling it bad, and I don't smell like a diaper. So it's not like the smell gets everywhere. It's just when I'm putting it on, I'm like, wish it had a better smell, but it's so effective. And then Necessaire, the original, which I wish that they had not discontinued the sandalwood scent because I absolutely loved that one. This is the unscented. It's fine. I find the eucalyptus one of the two to be slightly more effective because it has just a little bit of masking scent. But for the most part, it's the AHAs. Any of these brilliant AHA serum deodorants that are now on the market is an amazing option. Okay, all that's left is the real skincare. We're doing it. We're diving in. Let's talk about toners. So to me, this is like a slightly more liquidy serum, right? It's just, it has to do with like how liquidy it is, right? And I only have 3. So this is just a basic daily clarifying toner. It's a light, clear, very liquidy, pH balancing, slightly calming, alcohol-free toner. Sort of, to me, it's kind of like a nice thing to have, a thing like this, but it's not necessarily a daily skincare essential for the face. I'm not using this every day. What I do is if I feel my skin is a little bit unbalanced, just like a little bit fussy, I get out of the shower, I've washed my face, or I get out of the bath and it's feeling like it's getting tight kind of fast, or maybe there's like a little bit of a blemish trying to come up or something like that. I'll grab this I keep this in the bathroom and I'll immediately pat a good dose of it into my skin as my first, I guess it's like the first layer of skincare in the evenings. And I do feel like it helps keep my skin just in balance and it's nice and moisturizing. I actually really like it. This one from Edam, I haven't really gotten into. I've only used it once or twice. It's much more intensive, right? This is AHA PHA toner. Actually, its intentions are more intensive, but I found this to be very gentle the times I used it. It didn't irritate my skin at all. I really am enthusiastic about continuing to use it. It's a milky toner. It's like an exfoliating toner. I'll show you. I'm so impressed by this brand and I'm so excited that they sent me a couple of products to try, but I haven't used this enough to be able to say it's amazing I'm seeing results. It is calling to me in every way, right? The branding, the packaging, the formula, everything. And then lastly, in the toner category, another milky toner, the famous Rhode Glazing Milk. I effing love it. I haven't loved with the passion of 1,000 burning suns everything I've tried from Rhode, but the first 2 in the lineup are the 2 that I've loved the most. The cleanser and the glazing milk. It's also a milky toner, but it's more opaque somehow. I do feel like it glazes the skin. I feel like I can pat several layers in. It makes my skin look amazing. I don't end up using it as much as I would like because I feel like it's a process. It's like my skin's really dry. I take a couple minutes and I pat a layer in and then I pat another layer in and then it's really glowing and plump. I'm busy. I'm often rushing. I don't always feel like I have time for it, but it's doing all it can to make me use it in that it's very easy to use, right? It makes me want to grab it and open it and use it. And I appreciate that as well. The packaging's nice and chunky. It feels really pleasing in the hands. It's just well designed, y'all. It has also kind of blown me away. The way I feel about this, I should be using it every single day, and I'm not actually, and this is kind of reminding me, like, where have you been every morning, kind of. I think in this case, it might just be because I'm trying so many different things and I sort of get overwhelmed and don't remember what I love the most. This is one of the things I love the most. Okay, those were the toners. Let's dig into the biggest and kind of scariest category, which is serums. So everything that's like a little bit heavier than a toner, but not quite a cream, not quite like a heavy cream. I was trying to pick them up in a big bunch to show you, but there were too many and the ones in the middle slipped out and went all over the floor. And I learned my lesson. Okay, in no particular order. Edam Milk Marvel Dark Spot Serum. As you can see, it's like a creamy, viscous, milky serum. I haven't had this for that long. I haven't had these Edam products for that long, but this one I have used a lot because it is so beautiful. I think the design of this is so beautiful and it really makes me remember that it's there and it really makes me use it. I also am compelled by the dark spot serum claims because I have all of this scarring on the sides of my face. So this one I've actually been remembering to use every day. And all I can say for it at this stage is that it's cosmetically elegant. It layers well with other products. I have no complaints about it. And I hope that it's working. I don't have like a controlled study over the course of 6 weeks where I can tell you like, here's the before and after with my skin. Just, I do trust this brand and I really like what they're doing. This is easy to use. It makes me want to use it and I feel good about it. Like that's all that I can really in good conscience say to you. And I'm not like examining my dark spots of the mirror on my face. Even though I have like these quite dark scars, I'm not like looking at them every day and memorizing how dark they are and then being able to tell 2 months later if they have lightened. I'm just like, oh, this is something I need. This is something that I could use and I use it and hope for the best. That's where I'm at like at this phase of my life right now. I don't have enough time and bandwidth to notice if my scars are getting a little lighter. So I'm just trying to stick to what I do know and what I can say about these things. And I feel like the litmus is like, do I like using it? That's the thing. The Beauty Pie stuff, which just arrived really recently, all I can say about these, because I've only used them for a couple days, is that I like using them. I really like it. And it weirdly, these were two serums that made me want to make this video because I get stuff to try, I open it, I fuss with it, and then sometimes what happens is I'll like put it on and I'll just be like, oh, skincare, hopefully it's doing what it says, you know? These, and this also will often happen, I opened them up, I used them, and I was like, oh, my skin feels so like fed by these. It just, they feel quite, they are easy to use, right? Like the little squirt. Sorry, this is the Beauty Pie Triple Hyaluronic Acid Lipopeptide Serum. This is the Radiance Concentrate. For both of them, the balance between liquidity and viscosity is very good. They both feel thick and beefy enough to be doing something, but liquid enough that they're very easy to apply, very easy to get out of the packaging. I just like them. I've been favorably impressed by Beauty Pie in the short time that I've had with the 3 products that they sent. Kind of a similar situation with this self-made Secure Attachment Comfort Serum. This is like a basic moisturizing and pH balancing, I believe. I think it's like a balance restoring or barrier restoring serum. So it's not like packed with a bunch of super powerhouse ingredients that's gonna like make your cells turn over at a rapid rate of speed or something like that. It's just like calming, nourishing, resetting. I've only had it for a couple of months because this was part of the Palm Springs PR from Creators and Friends, and I've used it like crazy. It has like a light, almost cucumbery scent, very fresh, that I don't particularly love, but for some reason I reach for this as soon as I've washed my face. It's either the Tula. I feel like I need to be quite proactive about sort of like nipping in the bud some unhappy skin, and I go in with the Tula toner. But if it's just like layer on some moisture and on to the next, it's the Secure Attachment Serum. For some reason, it's made me use it. And that is, I feel, the best thing I could say about a single piece of skincare is that it's making me use it over and over again. I still have this bottle of Good Genes. I've been using it off and on. I use it when I feel like my skin is going to break out. I've sort of moved away from using it all the time. And I've talked about it a lot on the channel before, so I'm not going to go on. It is a powerful lactic acid serum. I think actually part of why I've backed off of it is that I have other products I've been testing that are really powerful actives, like the Milk Marvel from Edam and the cashmere peel from Edam. Like those, I'm like, oh, I want to get into these. I want to try them, but I don't want to use them at the same time as Good Genes. So even though it's my old faithful, I've kind of backed off. These two products from Indie Lee, the stem cell serum, which I absolutely love. This is another one that makes me use it. It's really thick and viscous and it really gets onto the skin and gets into the skin. I talked about this in a skincare video months ago when my skin was feeling amazing and I was like reporting back about everything I was using. And this is one of the things that I was using at that time. It's so good. This other bottle, it's the squalane facial oil from Indie Lee. I don't tend to use this because it makes other things pill. Not because of it specifically, but because it's an oil. It's like a really lightweight oil. What I do with this is on days when I'm like working at home and I'm not going to wear any makeup and my skin's feeling quite dry and I just want something to really keep it moisturized all day and not sink in too much and not fade away, I'll put like a layer of face oil on, and I tend to like to use this for that. But of the two, the stem cell serum is the like really, really amazing one that I love from Indie Lee. Rhode Peptide Glazing Fluid. It's fine. Feels really small to me. This feels like a really small, I'm sure it's effective, but it feels like a really small bottle, just some sort of lightweight serum that is a peptide serum. But there are a lot of peptide serums in the world, right? And this one is not impressing me. I reach for it when I'm like, I want to layer something in between some other thing that I've just like the Tula tonic and a heavier cream. And I just like reach for this because I know that it's that mid-weight, but it doesn't feel as worth it as the other two things from Rhode. And it might be like a size thing. This is a huge, feels like a big, it's like a lot and it's really great. The value for money for the cleanser feels so good. And this just feels like, really? I paid whatever this costs for like, I bought all these Rhode things myself, by the way. This is one of the things I bought. Haley did not send these to me. And this is like, I wouldn't buy this again. I'm sure the ingredients are effective, but again, it's not standing out in the sea of peptide serums. Tula Tri-Supreme Serum. This is an overnight oil concentrate. I really like this because it's a thin, look at it. It's a biphase product, so it's sort of a thin, watery oil consistency, but it really stays on the skin. When I use it pretty much by itself or maybe over like a light serum, I really like the way my skin feels with it on. I like the finish on the skin, but it's an overnight oil, and overnight I tend to want like a thicker cream on top. Practically, it's not really fitting into my routine. It's weird. It's a funny product. It's like every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, I like the way that makes my skin feel. And then it gets edged out by other things because it's just a little bit hard to make it make sense. Go figure. Calisym Professional Skin Discoloration Treatment. This is a professional pigment solution from Calisym Professional. So Calisym Professional is like really, really powerful, intense treatment skincare. And I keep going back and forth with them. It's like they sent me a couple products. They sent me this and then a couple of creams that I'll get to in a second. I do feel like the products that they sent are acting on my skin and like really profoundly like doing stuff. My skin feels a little bit distressed when I use them. I wonder if I'm like not balancing it out with enough just super soothing stuff, or maybe like I tend to be using them all three at once because I keep them in the same place in the cabinet. When I first started using them, I was like, whoa, my skin just felt a little dry, like a little reactive from it. And then my skin kind of got used to it and I was like, wow, this stuff is really amazing. And then I moved on to trying some other stuff. And then when I used them again, my skin was reactive again. So I think it's the kind of thing where if you check out Calisym and the claims are exactly what you need and you want to go all in with some like really, really intense skincare and expensive too, but if that's like what you want, it might be one of those brands where you have to like just use their stuff and only use it and really tailor your routine to use specifically with just those products specifically. I think for me, because I try so many different products, because this is my work, it's been a little bit harder for me to get into Calisym. Pigment issues are some of my issues. So I continue to kind of want to try this, and I might continue to try to find a way to make them work with my routine. Probably I just need to be a little bit more mindful about it instead of just being like, oh, I wonder if this will work. I've just learned that with the Calisym products, I can't be very flippant with it. All right, we've almost made it through serums. Timeless. Actually, this might be another culprit. So I was trying to talk about Calisym and I was saying that I've basically recently been struggling with I think overusing or over mixing active, powerful skincare on my skin, which is, it's just a hazard of the job. Like I know that I should try not to do that. And I do try. And then once in a while, I just accidentally like test too many things that have the same type of ingredients on the same day or within too few days of each other. And then my skin's like, it was too much. I was feeling the calcium products were the main culprits of that, which I think is probably true. Maybe I'm using too much, like too big of a pump of each one of them or something, or layering on too much. But I wonder if it could have been combining that with starting to use the most wonderful vitamin C serum on the market. Do you all remember the Timeless vitamin C serum from back in the day? I used to love it so much because I was looking for a really pure, real vitamin C serum that was really delivering vitamin C to the skin rather than it just being an ingredient mixed in with a bunch of stuff. But that being its sole purpose. And I want it to be affordable. Timeless. And I used to buy it all the time. And then I got distracted. I stopped doing that. And then they sent this to me in PR. And they've come such a long way. The packaging is really beautiful. It's glass. This is the 20% vitamin C with ferulic acid serum though. It's like the more concentrated one. And I just went right into using it every morning as soon as this arrived. And so it has probably taken my skin some time to adjust to this, but it's also been amazing. And probably doing that at the same time as toying with those CalSM products was like one thing too many. This I've like endured with. I've continued to use. It's just so lovely. And it's so cosmetically elegant. It's really watery. I don't want to squeeze it out and show you because I don't want to use a squirt. That's how much I love it. I don't want to use it up, but I will. Got a nice light citrusy scent. It's like really watery and has a little bit oily, and it leaves behind a very slightly tacky but very complete layer. Like it really feels like it's sealing in. It's on the skin, and it's just, like a little bit of an oil finish, which is really nice in the mornings under makeup and even underneath other skincare. It's so good. It's my favorite vitamin C serum ever. I feel like vitamin C, if you only have one extra serum, besides like if you have moisturizer and cleanser and you have one other thing, that's probably a good bet. I've also been using this hyaluronic acid serum from Timeless that also has magnesium, ascorbyl phosphate, an antioxidant that evens skin tone and builds collagen. I remember when I opened this, when I took it out of the box, it said just to use a couple drops and that if you use too much, you might see some dryness in the skin. So actually, this is also probably the culprit. I've leapt into using all of this stuff at once, but I like this. I like Timeless. It's a brand that I really trust. There are so few ingredients in each serum. It's like they're just making it do exactly what it's supposed to do. As a consequence of that, it's affordable. It's like you're just paying for what you're getting kind of and not for a bunch of bells and whistles. I think I need to kind of calm it down in the rest of my routine so that I can continue to use these guys and they can just do their thing. Let's talk about eye creams. That was all the serums. Thank goodness. I have 3. Tula Glow and Get It Cooling and Brightening Eye Balm, Skin Fix Barrier Plus Triple Lipid Boost 360 Eye, and Sunday Riley Auto Correct Brightening and Depuffing Eye Contour Cream. And the Tula rules them all because it is so wonderfully cooling and I can apply it from the stick. I love how my under eye area looks after I apply this in the mornings. It's like really brightening and color correcting. It's so lovely. I really have fallen for this Tula eye stick, and it's causing me to use an under eye treatment a lot more frequently than I otherwise was when I only had these guys, which are both fine, right? They're both powerful. They're both lovely. The Skin Fix, it's nice and like pillowy and creamy and cushiony, but it's pretty basic. And Autocorrect is, it's Sunday Riley. It's like has a lot of bells and whistles and is like trying to give luxury, but the one from Tula has blown them both out of the water. Okay, final category is creams, face creams. Look at this. Look at this. This is, I'm going to go ahead and say this, the most beautiful skincare packaging I've ever seen. This is the Vetted Rich Moisturizer. Vetted Derm Lab. I think it might be a new brand. They sent this to me and a couple other of the products in their line. A lighter moisturizer that I really like, and I've actually only used it once or twice up here, and then I forgot to take it downstairs. It's in a bottle just like this, but I think a little bit bigger. I think they had like a retinol or something. There's like an exfoliating product that I decided not to use because there's so much else on the plate of my skin, on my like face plate right now. I'm trying so many other things and I don't want to mix something like that in right now. And then I think that there's a cleanser as well that I haven't integrated because I love the one from Rhodes so much. But the 4 of them together, they're all glass. They're heavy. They're beautiful. They're minimal. It's like a minimalist chess set. They remind me of big chess pieces. I was blown away when I opened the package. It's so cool. Really awesome execution of luxury skincare. So this is the one, the Rich Moisturizer, that I immediately took into my space and started using every day. And you can see it's like a nice, thick, but still like soft and easy to use final layer at night. And yeah, I really like it. I've been defaulting to using it as a last layer at night a lot of days. It also though feels really simple. Like I don't, when I wake up in the morning after using it, I don't really feel like, wow, like that really sealed everything. And it's heavy enough for me to get through the night. I'm excited to get the light moisturizer back. I think that that's probably the one I'm going to like better between the two. Oh my God. All right, this is Rhode's face cream. I went to squeeze out a little bit for you to see, and there was a lot of air in it and a little bit at the top, and it like went, it's like on the light. The barrier of everything will be restored. This is the Rhode Barrier Restore Cream. It's not the new one. They recently came out with something else that's like a barrier butter, I think. I really want to try that. This is fine. It's the value for money thing with Rhode. That's kind of what it comes down to. This is fine, but feels a little basic, and I feel the same way about the peptide serum, and they're both so small. It just doesn't feel worth it. Whereas the other two, the glazing milk and the cleanser, they feel really worth it. The feeling of it feeling like a really great product to me with Rhode correlates with how big the packaging is and how much there is, which I think kind of tells you something. This is just, it's effective, but it just feels so simple that it's like, why would I get this one instead of other things? And the same with the peptide glazing fluid. But it's fine. I've almost used it up, as you can see, by the fact that it was mostly full of air, which is what caused that disaster to happen. These are the other two Calisem products, the Restorative Hydration Cream and the Multi-Action Cream. I think, so the Restorative Hydration Cream, I was thinking like, oh, I'll use like the pigment solution and then I'll use the hydration cream to calm and balance my skin. But I think the hydration cream is also very active. I think it's a really active product as well. And I was making the mistake of thinking that it was a simpler, more calming product, but it's not. I think all three of them are really active. And so it was like using them together, trying to use them in tandem right away was what got me into trouble. But I really like this delivery mechanism. It's like a huge pump. And this has made me use it. Because it's like that big chunky pump, this has made me want to use it all the time. Two more things from Tula. This Beauty Sleep Overnight Repair Treatment, I really like actually. I like everything about this, including the delivery mechanism. The effects are really good. Like this is a product where I put it on my skin as a last step at night to seal everything in and also to rejuvenate and moisturize. And then when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, I can tell that I used the Tula last night. Like you can tell the difference. The reason I don't use it every single night is that it has that slightly off-putting, it has like really strong, sour herbal essences shampoo. It smells like herbal essences shampoo mixed with like a really sour acid. That's kind of what it smells like. And the smell is strong enough that I just don't always feel like dealing with it. And so I don't always use it, even though it's probably the best night cream that I have right now. And I'm not usually like that with smell. It's too bad, but I am using it and I will use it up. The Tula H2 Oasis Instant Skin Reviving Mask. This is interesting. It's like a clear gel mask. I like it, but I don't love it. It feels like it's just straight aloe vera gel. And I don't even know if that's what's in it, but that's how it feels. It feels like it's very lightly moisturizing. It's easy to use. It's lovely. I think maybe my problem is that I use it in the bath and I tend to take hot baths. And so I think the bath like melts it. And so it dribbles down off of my skin instead of, because it's a gel. I prefer this type of thing when it's in a cream form. It's like a light hydrating gel mask. And I just think that it's not the perfect fit for me with my routine. I do use it almost every time I take a bath and I have used it almost all the way up. So it's not doing nothing and it's not terrible. It's just, I wouldn't buy it myself. I think I would buy like a thicker cream mask for masking in the bath. Maybe if I had oily skin, instead of the extremely dry skin that I have. And lastly, I'm still using this Ren. This is the Ren, I can't remember what it's called, and the label has come off because it got kind of melty and some of it came out as a liquid and like got underneath the label and wore it away. What is it called? The Calming. It's like the Ren Calming. It's like a thick oil cream that melts into a final layer of pretty thick oil that you can put on top of other skincare at the end of your skincare routine at night, that in spite of its lightness really does create a barrier. And it's nice. I've been using it for a long time. It's kind of what I default to when I don't have anything else, but these days I'm really angling for a thick cream like the Tula overnight mask. This is a type of thing that I'm more interested in, and I tend to kind of just use this when nothing else is springing to hand. I guess I'm kind of in the market for like a really thick, hefty overnight cream mask that doesn't smell like sour herbal essences shampoo. That's it, and I don't even have the energy to give an outro. I am a shell of my former self, and when I say my former self, I mean the person who sat down here 45 minutes ago and began this filming session. I hope you enjoyed this and got something out of it. Yeah, I've got nothing. I'm scouring my brain. I'm trying to come up with something to wrap it all up and I have nothing. It's just like skin care It's like rattling around in my empty brain, bouncing off the walls like boink, boink, boink. I'm gonna go. If there's something I forgot to say that I needed to say at the end, I'll just put it in a pinned comment. And I love you. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work in the world. That's it. Moment of silence. There is skincare everywhere.